Good evening, everyone. There was something else that was bothering me about what happened at Memorial Hospital after Hurricane Katrina back in 2005, and that is um, the question of responsibility. Um, One of the things I've noticed um, in having moved back to the States is that Americans don't like to take responsibility for things. And what I've noticed is that in the case of Memorial Hospital, all of Dr. Poe's supporters talked about how horrible the conditions were in the hospital, how the toilets had stopped working and they were plugged up, how there was no electricity, how the air conditioning had stopped working, and it got really hot in the hospital. And they talked about these things in the context of the death of the patients on the seventh floor as though there is some kind of logical connection between the two. Well, the reality is that it was not Hurricane Katrina that went from room to room and killed those patients. It wasn't the lack of air conditioning that killed those patients. It wasn't the backed up toilets that killed these patients. These patients were killed by other human beings who made a deliberate and calculated decision to end their lives. So when Anna's supporters talked about the conditions in the hospital and how bad they were, as far as I'm concerned, that's totally irrelevant to the decision that Anna and a few others made to go ahead and kill the patient. I want I want to make that absolutely clear. It was not Katrina that killed those patients, and it was not the horrible conditions within the hospital that killed those patients. It was medical staff who made a calculated decision to kill those patients. It was a human being who stuck a needle in the arm of another human being and administered lethal doses of Versed and morphine. So she is responsible, and the nurses are responsible, and there's a number of other people at the hospital that are also responsible. And I'm deeply troubled when I think about this issue that Anna's supporters try and make some sort of connection between the horrible conditions in the hospital and ultimately the decision by a few to go ahead and kill the patients on the seventh floor. Um, I, you know, I worked in a nursing home for a while, and sometimes the conditions in the nursing home were horrible. Sometimes the air conditioning, uh, when some of the air conditioning broke down, for a couple of days it was really, really hot. Um, Sometimes there was food that was spilled on the floor and left there for days on end. Sometimes we had patients that went to the bathroom in their beds and they were left there in that condition for days because there weren't enough employees to do all of the work. Uh, but even in those horrible conditions, um, there wasn't a single one of us who thought, well, let's just put these patients out of their misery and go ahead and kill them. I mean, that's just totally ridiculous. Um, so I guess what I would say is that it doesn't matter how horrible the conditions were at Memorial Hospital. That is absolutely irrelevant and no excuse for what Anna and a number of others ultimately did. And they are responsible and they should be held responsible for the actions that they decided to engage in. So I guess that's what I was going to say. It's hard for me to say those things though because, as I said, I knew Anna, and Anna's a very nice person. Um, I think I think one of the things that I take away from what happened uh, is that sometimes very kind and caring people like Anna, uh, sometimes they find themselves in very difficult or horrible conditions. Excuse me. So, and in those horrible conditions, they sometimes engage in actions that they wouldn't normally engage in, and I think that's part of what happened at Memorial. So, um, I guess that was basically all I had to say. But the main point, if you're listening to this, the main point that I would like you to walk away with is that no matter how horrible living conditions were in the hospital, it was a group of human beings that made the decision to kill the patient on the seventh floor, and they should be held responsible for their actions. All right. I'll talk